Hey guys, it's poppin', Jacques Slade here, and when it comes to kicks on court in the NBA, things have been getting pretty crazy over the last couple of years. From classic sneakers from 20, 30 years ago to the newest, latest, and greatest sneakers like the Nike Adapt BB. But there's one person that's doing it unlike anybody else, and that is LeBron James. This is the LeBron Watch version of the LeBron 16 called the Bo Jackson. Now, this shoe has a long history. Well, the inspiration for the shoe has a long history. And before we get into the LeBron 16, let's talk a little bit about the inspiration. So the shoe, the SC Trainer 3 or the SC Trainer SC, which it has a couple of different nicknames, but the shoe was inspired by the multi-sport athlete known as Bo Jackson. To many, he is literally the best multi-sport athlete we have ever known. He played football and he also played baseball. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, what about Deion Sanders? Yes, Deion did play football and baseball as well, but Bo Jackson was actually an all-star in both football and baseball, something that Deion was not able to do. If we're actually going to really dig into it, Bo Jackson actually played 3 sports. While he was in college, he ran track, he played baseball, and he played football. But because he wanted to make money for his family, he literally stopped running track and only played baseball and football. Another fun fact about Bo Jackson is that he was actually drafted by the Yankees out of high school, but his mother wanted him to go to college and be the first person in their family to go to college. So he elected to go to Auburn, which inspired a colorway of the SC2 and the SC3, which are probably the most popular of the shoes that Bo Jackson represented. And speaking of sneakers that Bo Jackson represented, he never actually had his own signature shoe, not in the way that we see signature shoes today. There was no Bo Jackson 1 or Bo Jackson 2, kind of like we have a Kyrie 1, a Kyrie 2, or a LeBron 1 or LeBron 2. He more of endorsed a certain silhouette, and that silhouette in this situation was the Air Trainer. It was a cross-training shoe because obviously Bo played multiple sports. The shoe was created to do weightlifting in, to play football in, to play baseball in, and even to play basketball in. So he really represented a new category for Nike that represented doing more than just one sport and using your own sneakers to play more than just one sport. Like many of the big shoes in that day that resonated with the sneaker world, this shoe was designed by Tinker Hatfield, the SC and the SC2. And the way that you can tell that is if you look at the tooling or the midsole of the shoe, you see that it looks very familiar to the Air Jordan 3 and the Air Jordan 4, and really more the Air Jordan 4 in particular. From everything from the air unit that you see at the heel to the little extra piece of TPU that you see right there near the side of your foot to help keep you contained, it has very strong ties to the Jordan line, or at least the Jordan tooling, and with Tinker being the designer, it actually makes a lot of sense. Getting back to LeBron, so the LeBron Watch series started last year with the LeBron 15 when they started using Battleknit on the upper of the shoe. It allowed Nike to really do some creative things with the sneaker and really make it its own and really give it a personality of its own. And they're continuing that tradition with the LeBron 16. We've already seen a couple LeBron 16s or LeBron Watch LeBron 16s this year, and this is just the next step in that evolution. It's LeBron's way of really honoring the past and the sneakers that have come before, and also tying it in with the new technology with the zoom that he has in his shoes and the Battleknit that he has on the upper, and really tying those two worlds together. And I honestly feel it's a little bit of showing out as well, you know, with the way that athletes wear shoes in the NBA these days, or the shoes that they wear on the court in the NBA these days. You see that a lot of people are getting really, I don't want to say fancy, but they're showing out a little bit. And with LeBron being able to tap into the Nike basketball archive of sneakers, he's really able to really incorporate those shoes into his own sneaker and do what I feel like Nike really does best, when they take pieces of the past and they tie it to the future and they make it something that everyone can appreciate, because it's one, it has the new technology, the latest performance enhancement, but it also has that nostalgia factor, which often drives the culture and really pushes people to want a certain sneaker or to want a certain style of sneaker. For this colorway of the LeBron Watch theme, I'm glad they went with the Bo Jackson sneaker with the Air Trainer trainer, just because the whole Bo Knows campaign was so big, and I think everybody, really everybody, was kind of into it. And it was one of the first sneaker campaigns, even though it was from Nike, that kind of rivaled the Jordan campaigns and the Jordan advertisements that were going on. Bo Jackson was a once-in-a-lifetime sort of athlete, and everybody sort of gravitated towards him because he was so good and because of the sort of appeal that he had. He just seemed like a really good and genuine guy that worked hard, and then he just crushed it at these two sports. For this particular colorway of the Air Trainer, it is one of the launch or the debut colorways of the Air Trainer, and it's really dope to see it on the LeBron 16. This colorway is called the Medicine Ball, which obviously ties into the cross-training aspect of Bo Jackson's lifestyle, and it looks really great on the LeBron 16 as well. Sometimes you think about merging two different styles of shoes onto one shoe, but with this one they were able to do a really good job in tying those two together. For those looking to grab this LeBron Watch sneaker, which has multiple names if we're gonna go with the original name of the shoe, which was the Air Trainer 3 or the Air Trainer SC, and many people don't know actually what the SC stands for. Some people think it's strength and conditioning, some people think it's sports and culture, but none of that has actually been confirmed yet. Either way, if you want to grab yourself a pair of these, LeBron actually just stepped on the court and should be playing in these right now, and you can grab them over on Sneakers. Foot Locker is going to have pairs as well, and the pricing is going to be $185. As always, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching it. Just wanted to give you a quick first exclusive look at the LeBron Watch Bo Jackson for the LeBron 16. I'm Jacques Slade. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace. For those of you that are still watching, quick fun fact about Bo Jackson. I know I said a little bit of stuff in the video, but here is something that you probably didn't know. So when Bo Jackson was in college, he played baseball and he played football as well. And he was on a recruiting trip for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they wanted him to play football. Now, Bo Jackson believes that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually sabotaged his baseball career because he got disqualified for the last year of his baseball career in college. And the reason was when he went to do a scouting trip for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the owner sent his private jet to get Bo Jackson. And because Bo Jackson was in college, when they found out that he took a private jet, because that's like a perk basically, or like a payment basically, he ended up getting disqualified, and his coach came to him and told him that he couldn't play for the rest of the season once they found out. Because of that, Bo thought that Tampa Bay sabotaged him, and so when they drafted him, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted him, he refused to sign with them and instead signed with the Kansas City Royals to play baseball, who drafted him in the 4th round. In that same year, or I believe maybe it was the next year, the Raiders drafted him, and basically Bo Jackson became an icon on the Raiders after that. So I don't know how much of that story is true, but that is like the legend that I've heard as to reason why Bo Jackson never signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also, if you ever played Tecmo Bowl, Bo Jackson was a beast in Tecmo Bowl. All right, I'm out. Peace.